Hi guys, it's Leah. Welcome back, or welcome if you are new, and welcome to my favourite video to film every month where my TBR jar will be picking all of my reads for November. I cannot believe that we are in the second to last month of the year and that there are only 2 more monthly TBRs of 2025. It is crazy. There are so many books that I really want to get to in the next couple of months before 2026, so I'm hopeful to fit them on this TBR. But guys, I am not gonna lie, I have already filmed this video once and there was absolutely no sound, and it is heartbreaking because it was such a good TBR. And the TBR got, guys, the prompts that I got, never have I had a better collection of prompts. So that's really sad that that is not going to be the TBR. Who knows, maybe fate will align and I'll have all of the same books on this TBR, but we're going again. It's a good thing that I love filming these videos. But anyway, I think today I'm going to pick 6 prompts just because obviously Bookmas is very much around the corner and I feel like it's going to come around so quick. I have essentially planned all 12 videos for December. However, if there are any videos specifically that you would like to see, please let me know. I still have space to kind of shift things around. But because Bookmas is coming and I do pre-film slightly in November, I feel like there is only certain leeway in what I can control me reading. So I think we're gonna do 6 for today. Let's shake her up as always. I'm really hoping that these prompts are gonna be kind to me the second time round, but okay, let's go. For the first prompt, I like getting ones right at the bottom, even though I do mix them. I feel like the ones at the bottom are likely gonna be ones that I haven't really picked before. So let's go for, I say this every single month, but every single time one singular prompt falls out of the jar, I never even try for that to happen. I just take it as fate and that we have to pick that prompt. Sometimes it works in my favor, of course, but oftentimes it doesn't. So let's see what this prompt is. As always, I am going to show you guys first. Hopefully that is the right way around. Here is the prompt, and it is a book in a series. Why could I not even read my handwriting? Okay, a book in a... I know what we're gonna pick. This works perfectly. The one book that I desperately wanted to get on my November TBR was part of a series, and that is Us Against You by Frederick Backman. I read Beartown earlier this year. I want to say in either January or February, and I fell in love with it. Frederick Backman now is very much becoming one of my favorite authors. I read My Friends a couple of months ago and it is one of the best books that I've read ever, let alone this year. So I desperately want to carry on with this series. The main reason that I haven't picked these up throughout the entirety of the year is, one, they are very heavy and I knew I wanted to be in the right headspace to read them, but also the series is incredibly wintry. It has a very snowy backdrop, so I knew I wanted to wait until the latter half of the year for winter, and this is just perfect. I'm really hopeful that I'm also going to read the winters before the end of the year, but this is one of the ones that I desperately wanted to get on my TBR, so this is perfect for a book in a series. We're going to go for Us Against You by Frederick Backman. Okay, on to the second prompt. Let's go for, let's do this one here. Here is the prompt. Again, hopefully that is the right way up. Why am I nervous? It is a book older than me. Okay, guys, this is gonna work too well. Knock on wood. Oh my god, I really don't want to jinx that. Another book that I desperately want to read in November is The Passion According to GH by Clarice Lispector. If you're not new here, you will know that Clarice Lispector is my favorite writer of all time, and I'm reading all of her books in chronological order, and this is the next one that I need to read. It very much dawned on me recently that 2026 is likely going to be the year that I complete her entire backlist of books and just all of the books that she ever wrote that have been translated into English, which breaks my heart but is also incredibly exciting. And The Passion According to GH is desperately one that I want to read in November. This is also a really short book. Obviously this is older than me. It's a Penguin modern classic, but just to let you know, it was published for the first time in 1964, so definitely quite a bit older than me, and I'm just so excited. I know I love her writing style so much. I am going to go into this one incredibly blind. However, the 4 books, literally only 4 books I have left to read from her for the first time, are the ones that are the most popular and the ones that everybody loves. And obviously, considering she is my favorite author and I know that for a fact, I can only imagine how these next 4 books are going to be. So I'm incredibly excited, definitely nervous, because every time I read a Clarice I have an existential crisis. My heart breaks, but in the best way. So The Passion According to GH is going to be a book that I read for a book older than me. I also think that's the first time we've ever picked that prompt, which is fun. Okay, on to the third prompt. Let's go why did that happen? Okay, I'm randomly gonna pick one of these 4 that just fell. Let's go for this one here. Filming this the second time around, I think because the first time the prompts were so kind to me, makes me very nervous. But anyway, the prompt for this one is, this is the prompt, and it is, how did that just happen? How on earth did I just pick the one that was already on the floor that I just picked? Okay, yeah, that is what I did. Oh my god, guys. We're picking the third prompt. Let's actually make sure that it's in the TBR jar this time. Let's go for this one here. Here is the prompt. Hopefully you can see that. It is a random color generator. Okay, do you know what? That is fun. Let me grab my phone and I'll find a color generator wheel. Okay, I have a color wheel up. I'm screen recording my phone. I'm gonna spin it and I'm not gonna look at it until I can see that it has kind of stopped. This makes me nervous every single time. It is pink. Okay, a pink book. Oh my god, this works perfectly. I don't even need to look at Sounds Like Love, and I think that is the only other pink book on my TBR cart currently, but Good Spirits by BK Borison. I've been wanting to read this for the longest time. However, I knew that I wanted to wait as close to Christmas and winter as possible, and now that it's coming up, oh my god, I'm so excited. I love BK Borison's writing style. I loved First Time Caller so much. That romance was so good. The tension, I just loved the way that she wrote it. And ever since then, I've been desperately wanting to read another one of hers, but of course, this is a Christmas romance, but I believe it's based on A Christmas Carol. I think the male love interest is the ghost of Christmas past. That really intrigues me and that really interests me, and I have already seen some really good reviews on this. I know that Ellen, of course, she loves BK Borison, but she loved this one. I am so excited. Okay, for a pink book, definitely going for Good Spirits by BK Borison. This works perfectly. Okay, this TBR, I'm excited. On to the fourth prompt. Let's go for another one right at the bottom. Let's do this one here. Here is the prompt for this one. This one feels quite small, but it is BookTok favorite. Okay, I honestly don't feel like I have too many BookTok favorites on my TBR cart currently. The one that does come to mind is Fallen Stars by Imani Aru. Obviously, this is the second book to Heavenly Bodies, and I would say that Heavenly Bodies is definitely a BookTok favorite. So would this be cheating? I don't know, because this actually isn't published yet. It does come out in November. I don't really feel like, though, there is another one other than Sounds Like Love, but if I'm being honest, I don't want to read that in November, and I definitely would rather read this. The Wedding People was definitely a popular one, but I feel like if anything, that was more of a BookTube favorite than a BookTok favorite, so I don't really know. I don't really know what to go for here. Okay, honestly, out of all of them, I'm gonna go for Fallen Stars by Imani Aru. Is this cheating? I have no idea. Please feel free to let me know if you think it is, but do you know what? I don't think it is, because Heavenly Bodies, everyone loves that on BookTok. I have been wanting to read Heavenly Bodies for the longest time, so I'm incredibly excited to read this right after that. I feel like I've also been really craving a celestial based fantasy. I don't know if that's Enemies to Lovers, but I really, really want to get to it. And I know for a fact that I'm going to want to binge read this right after. So honestly, for a BookTok favorite, if it's cheating, we're just going to allow it. This is the second time that I'm filming this video, so I'm going to give myself grace. We're going to go for Fallen Stars by Imani Aru. We have 2 more prompts left. On to the 5th prompt. Let's go for... Let's do this one here. This one feels like a long one. Here is the prompt. Hopefully it is the right way up, and it is author's name first or last begins with C. I don't think we've ever picked this, but I did pick it because my last name begins with C. Okay, so author's name first or last begins with C. Surely we have that. On the first here, this is the only one that we have, which is Hazel Fawn by CJ Trews. This is a YA, I want to say horror. It's meant to be a gothic horror. I've heard it's really good, so we have that. We also have Burnham Wood by Eleanor Caton. As far as I can see, I don't think we have any other ones, so I think I am going to go for Hazel Fawn by CJ Drews, just because I feel like this fits the November, winter, still autumnal-ish vibe. Like I said, I really don't know all that much about this one. However, I've heard it's good, and I do think it's a YA horror, and it's botanical horror, and it's meant to be gothic, so also queer horror. Okay, I am very intrigued about this, and I feel like this matches the vibe perfectly for the rest of the year. And you know what? I haven't read a YA book in a really long time, so I'm likely going to fly through this. I definitely wasn't expecting to add this to the November TBR, however, I'm really not mad at it. So for a book with an author, last name or first name beginning with C, we're going for Hazel Fawn. Last but certainly, or rather hopefully not least, the last book in the 6th prompt for this video, let's go for another one at the bottom. Let's do this one here. Here is the prompt. Again, hopefully that is the right way up. And it is a sad book. Okay, actually, do you know what? I think we can work with that. One of the other books that I knew I desperately wanted to get on my TBR, and it might end up being my November book club book also, is Notes of a Crocodile. I feel like I always pronounce this author's name wrong, so here is the author, but I am going to double check how to pronounce it. I've just heard the best things about this. It is one of my best friend's favorite book of the year, and that really, really intrigues me, and we also have the exact same reading taste, so I know I'm going to love it. I will say I also did read a book from this author, but it was more of an autobiographical fiction, which is really unique and really strange, but that book broke my heart, which is one of the main reasons that I haven't picked this up yet. I'm scared it's going to break my heart. So for a sad book, it actually kind of works perfectly, and all I know about about it is that it says it's a coming of age story of queer misfits discovering love, friendship, and artistic affinity while hardly studying at Taiwan's most prestigious university. I know her writing is great, so actually I'm really excited about this one. That is the last book that I'm adding to my November TBR. Here are all of the books that I'm going to be reading in November. Do you know what? Considering we had to refilm this, I'm actually so excited for this TBR. These are most of the books that I wanted to get on it. As always, if you've read any of these, please let me know what you thought about them, or if you want to see me read any specific ones in a reading vlog, also let me know. Please also feel free to let me know what is a book that you desperately want to read in November, or if you watch until the very end of the video, comment any green emoji. I feel like we've got quite the few green covers on this month's TBR. If this is also your first video from me and you did enjoy it, it would mean the absolute world if you did consider subscribing and sticking around. Like I said, Bookmas is around the corner. I am so excited for all of the videos that I have coming, and I would love for you to be here for them. But as always too, all of my socials are linked down in the description box below. I have my Patreon, where there you can find my book club, exclusive access, exclusive videos, live streams, live reading sprints. There is always so much fun happening over there. But of course I do also have my TikTok, my Instagram, my Goodreads, my Fable, and so much more. But yeah guys, thank you so much for being here and for spending some time with me today. I really hope you enjoyed, and I will see you again very, very soon with another video.